You're looking at the world champion, Lil Red Tucker CHEX, a Canadian-owned horse, 4-year-old sorrel stallion. Leslie Timmons, the rider.
As you notice here, he's holding the calf on the end of the arena first. That's one of the first qualifications, showing the versatility, the cutting versatility of the quarter horse. Now he's going to take him down the wall, and they're going to make a turn there and come back, and he's going to reverse and turn the calf the other way.
That's a big calf, isn't it?
It really is, and as Dick mentioned, these are fresh calves that hadn't been worked before, so they're going to be hard to handle, and there's a good turn made by the horse.
I'd do a little football blocking right here.
Yeah, a little bit. Then they're going to bring him out, turn him one direction, and then turn him, as you see here, the other direction with the horse. Look at him. No hands on the rein.
A little showmanship? What do you think?
A little bit.
Oh, all right, Leslie Timmons. All right, that was the junior champion. Now this is the senior champion. BUENO CHEX Imp, California horse, 8-year-old sorrel stallion. Barbara Lee and Steve Strong, the owners, and this is John Hoyt aboard.
John Hoyt is no stranger to the World Championship. You see him here, as we said, showing the cutting ability of the working cow horse, holding the calf on the end of the arena, having control of it. Now he's going to take him down the wall, as you saw earlier, and turn him back. What you did, and is, I keep mentioning these are fresh cattle, so they're a little harder to handle than some that have been worked previously. Another good turn there for John.
You know, Walt, 2 world championship runs we're seeing here, and a junior working cow horse, Lil Red Tucker CHEX, had a score of 444.5 to win it, and senior working cow horse, BUENO CHEX Imp, its total score 444. Talk about 2 fine scores by the junior and senior winners.
Really, he's turned him to the left first and now to the right, so that's the final circle.
BUENO CHEX Imp, senior working cow horse, world champion, 444, the winning score. And so that's our competition from working cow horse. You know, if working cow horse came from the ranch, certainly team roping did too. So let's take a look first at heading. And the junior world championship heading run in slow motion. We'll just let you wait and see who the winner is here for just a moment. It'll come up on the screen. We'll give you a hint. That's Bobby Lewis on the heading horse. And the winner right there is ZANADOR, owned by Bobby and Carol Rose from Gainesville. And ZANADOR, a super horse contender, having qualified in 6 events, won the junior championship. Now, senior heading. And another contender, Smoke Um Okie, for the super horse title. The first to go up, we're going to see the 5 best out of senior heading. Here's Smoke Um Okie's run, 10-year-old bay gelding, Kim Fritz, Anchorage, Alaska, the owner, and that's J.D. Yates.
J.D. Yates, no stranger to this arena when the NFR was here, and certainly no stranger to the World Championship Quarter Horse Show.
No, that Smoke Um Okie run was 223.5. Ed Gaylord from Guthrie, ZANPAR Jack, been around this show for the last 3 or 4 years. John Miller will be the rider. 3-time world champion, junior cow horse in 83, senior healing, 84 and 85. A great horse.
And another world champion PRCA team roper on board, John Miller, a good run.
Yep, 220. So we've seen a 223.5 from Smoke Um Okie, 220 from ZANPAR Jack, and now Sam Rose aboard this 9-year-old gray gelding. Again, you're looking at the 5 best runs from senior heading. Score to beat, there's 223.5. What do you think?
Skip Steel Bar, owned by Bubba CASCIO out of Aubrey, Texas.
And there is the score that was just beaten, 224, beating the 223.5. So Skip Steel Bar, 224, now the leader. And you're going to see 2 more. Playboy Tom, this 9-year-old gray stallion, Jess Elrod aboard here. Texas horse out of Dallas.
Judges are looking for the way the horse runs to the steer, gives the rider an opportunity to throw, sets the steer for the heeler, and then pulls the steer off, setting his feet in position for the heeler to make a good catch.
Yeah, not enough for the win, but another good score, 222. And, of course, all these are because they're the 5 best. And the final of these 5, Graciosa's Dude, 8-year-old buckskin gelding. Bozo Rogers is the rider. Another Texas horse.
It sure is. As you mentioned, these are the 5 best, so these are going to be the best runs of the show. And as I said, the judges are looking for quietness in the box, speed to the steer, setting the steer for the heeler, and then the way he pulls the steer off. And then as they turn and face, that's a qualified run.
220.5, not enough, but again, up among the top 5. And the winner, Skip Steel Bar, the 9-year-old gray gelding out of Aubrey, Texas, with a score of 224. And now let's go to the other end of the cow, and the world champion in junior heeling in slow motion, ZIPPIN ZANITA, 4-year-old chestnut mare, Wichita Falls, Texas, Tom and Mary Golden, the owners, and that's Billy Allen, another familiar name.
Billy Allen is certainly no stranger to the World Show. Again, the judge is looking for quietness in the box, speed to the steer, and turning in at the right moment to give the heeler an opportunity to pick up both feet.
Winning point total, 222. Now in senior heeling, Bobby Lewis aboard, Lucky Zanpar Bar.
The judges again are looking for the way the animal scores in the box, the opportunity he gives the heeler to move in and catch both back feet. 222, a good run.
And the second horse to work, Zanpar, 5-year-old sorrel stallion. The Burnett Ranches out of Fort Worth, Texas, the owner, and J.D. Yates, who we saw earlier.
Saw him earlier in the head, and now he is on the heeling end, and as we said, no stranger to this arena at all. Good loop, good run.
And a score of 222. Again, you're looking at the top 5 finishers at 222. Beating out Lucky Zanpar Bar, TIVIO Thomas, with Tyler Magnus aboard, MARSTON HOLBEN from Scottsdale, Arizona, the owner.
I want to mention again, you saw the horse turn around in the box. The judges start judging the horse when he's in the box, the quietness in the box, the speed to the steer, and the way he moves into the steer.
Looking at the elite in the battle for the Senior Heeling World Championship, and that scored 221.5, so still 222, the score to beat. And Graciosa's Dude, who we saw earlier, back again, Leo Camarillo this time.
Another many-time world champion in the team roping, and there you see why. Excellent run by the horse and Leo.
And a score of 221, just off the lead at 222. And now you're going to see Smoke Um Okie, who was the reserve champion in heading, which you saw just a few moments ago, this 10-year-old bay gelding. That got Smoke Um Okie right into the race for the Super Horse title. And J.D. Yates aboard right here. Needed to beat 222.
J.D.'s moving in, a good catch. Horse stopped perfectly.
Oh, yeah, and as you see, the run that won the World Championship, 223.5, Smoke Um Okie really piled up the points, 19 points with a reserve in heading and a World Championship in heeling. And we'll be back with calf roping right after these messages. At this point, Smoke Um Okie is in a 3-way tie for the Super Horse lead. And Smoke Um Okie is the only horse still with a class remaining, and it's this event, calf roping. All Smoke Um Okie has to do is place in the top 10. Even if it places 10th and gets 1 point, it will be enough to become the Super Horse of the year. So a very, very important event. But first, let's look at the Junior Calf Roping World Championship run. In slow motion, Jerry's Thunderbolt, a 4-year-old gray gelding. This is Richard Stowers aboard. Dos Amigas quarter horses out of Sinton, Texas, the owners.
Richard Stowers, formerly a PRCA calf roper, now one of the top calf roping trainers in the country. You see here the horse working the rope good. I want to mention that they're judging the horses again, so time is really not a factor. A smooth run is.
And it was a smooth run, the World Championship run with a winning score of 220.5. 220.5 for Jerry's Thunderbolt, the 4-year-old gray gelding, and the world champion in junior calf roping. Now we're going to turn our attention to senior calf roping. And going into this, again, as we mentioned, Smoke Um Okie needing only to place in the top 10 to clinch being the Super Horse. And we look at Smoke Um Okie first. J.D. Yates aboard, remember, needing just a good score, good enough to be in the top 10 to be the Super Horse winner. Because a 3-way tie needing only a single point.
Okay, J.D., the calf kind of goes over a little bit to the left, but you see the horse moving right in line with him. Good sliding stop.
Almost got our cameras.
It really did. working the rope, excellent. Attentive to it. There you see one of the judges getting a better view at a great run.
A great run, I guess. 224.5. You're going to see the top 5 runs here. But at that point, Smoke Um Okie owner Kim FRITZ knew that that horse was going to be the world champion because that was a clinch top 10 finish right there at 224.5. knew that Smoke Um Okie was going to be the super horse, no doubt about that. Bomber Bill, 10-year-old chestnut gelding, and owned and shown by Chip Nost.
Chip Nost, another PRCA cowboy, now one of the top horse trainers in the country. You notice the picture on the horse showing how the horse works the rope and stays attentive at the whole time, and that is just an excellent run. The judges judge this horse until Chip will remount the horse. They want the horse to stand quiet as he's doing while he gets back on. So this is going to be close.
It was 222.5, all these good scores, of course, because you're seeing the 5 best, but it wasn't good enough to go around Smoke Um Okie. Here we are again. Have you seen this before? Bobby Lewis, Carol Rose, Lucky Zan Parbar.
Good stop. The horse is working the rope. The judges want to see that rope tight, helping the cowboy to tie the calf. And as I mentioned before, they're judging the horses and not the time.
And that's why you were looking at the horse right then, all of us. Bobby walking back. Score to beat again, 224.5. And score of 220.5, still a good score, but off of the lead of Smoke Um Okie. Couple of more to look at, including Parquet Zana, and there again the Rose name, Carol Rose, Gainesville, Texas, Leslie Jenkins, the rider.
Carol has been one of the leading owners and breeders of world champion quarter horses for years now. Another good one in her stable right there.
Senior calf roping world championship being decided. And again, Leslie now getting aboard, and now the judges' total will come up, 221.5. A lot of good scores in there, 220.5, 221.5, 222.5, and 224.5. This is George Chappell aboard 7S Cassie.
Quick catch. The crowd likes it, but really the judges are watching the horse. Again, I want you to notice how calmly the horse is in the arena, and if you've ever been to a rodeo, you know these horses have to be pumped to stop and work rope like that, but notice how calmly the horse stands while he gets back on him.
And as you see this score, you see that the other 4 horses were all in there very tight, 220.5 this score, but Smoke Um Okie, the first one out, not only needed just a point, but ended up getting 10 points to win the World Championship. Smoke Um Okie, the winner of the World Championship, and of course clinching the Super Horse Award. Obviously a great performance by our Super Horse winner Smoke Um Okie. Did it in style by winning the Calf Roping World Championship in that final event to tack on another 10 points. 36 Super Horse contenders in the show this year, and it takes something special to be a Super Horse contender.
It really does, John. First, a horse has to qualify in 3 or more events at the World Show, but then the work really begins because he's got to make it through the preliminaries into the final round, and then win more points than the other Super Horse contenders to be declared the Super Horse of the Year.
Attitude, athletic ability, and consistency. That's what it takes to be a super horse.
And Walt Garrison is down in the arena with this year's 1986 Super Horse winner, Smoke Um Okie. You recall us talking about the consistency of Smoke Um Okie, qualifying for 5 events, making the finals in all 5. It showed up on the scoreboard with the 40 points to win the title. Bob Avilla, a 9th place in reining. Bob aboard in the working cow horse division for the Reserve World Championship, and a runner-up finish and heading with J.D. Yates aboard, and J.D. taking Smoke Um Okie to the Healing World title and the Calf Roping title. We had a chance to talk with a happy owner and 2 happy rider trainers.
Smoke Um Okie was your big hope for last year, and it didn't happen, but you made a decision a year ago, right?
That's right. We all sat down right after the last class, the last day, and decided that we weren't satisfied and that we were coming back. And we planned it all year long, and everything was planned, and we worked hard, and then we won the Super Horse.
And 2 of the pilots that made this such an accomplishment, first of all in the roping events, J.D. Yates. J.D., it must have been quite a get-ready session for you.
Yeah, it was a year ago tonight that I took Smoke Um Okie from the World Show, and I said I'm going to get him qualified early, and so we can give him some time to rest. And me and Bobby went down to Tulsa and to the first few horse show circuits, and got him all qualified, and took him home and let him rest, and had him good and ready for the World Show this year. It's the most exciting thing I've ever did.
Well, Bob Avilla, it has to be some kind of a horse that can really get along so well with 2 different riders. Of course, that's a testimony to the 2 of you being the professionals that you are, but how did you keep it all together for him?
Well, you know, he's 10 years old now, and he's very seasoned, and I think in today's horse business and things, we're used to all the young horses, and he doesn't get mixed up very much because he's had a lot of miles and a lot of time, and he's got a lot of heart.